We have a function f given by x raised to the power of 6 times y cube over 6. We need to obtain the value of the partial derivative of f with respect to x and partial of f with respect to y. Let us begin. We'll start with a given function. So here we have our function f, which is a function of two variables, x and y. So this was given by 1/6 of x cube times x raised to the power of 6 times y cube. Okay, so our goal will be to obtain the partial derivative of function f with respect to x. So that means what we'll do, we'll take partial with respect to x of 1/6 times x raised to the power of 6 times y cube. Okay, now since we are taking the partial derivative with respect to x, only x will be the variable. Everything is going to be treated as a constant. Now 1/6, that's already a constant, so we can pull it out of the derivative, and we are also going to pull out y cubed. Fine, so we have y cubed multiplied to derivative with respect to x of x raised to the power of 6. Fine, so we now have y cubed divided by 6 times. Now what's the partial derivative of x raised to the power of 6 with respect to x? Or we will use the ordinary derivative. So by using the power rule, we get 6 times x raised to the power of 6 minus 1. So that's going to be 5. Now we can factor out 6, and this is going to give us x raised to the power of 5 times y cubed. Okay, so this is going to be the partial of f with respect to x. Next, what we'll do, we'll try to find out the partial of the function f with respect to y, which means we have to take partial with respect to y of x raised to the power of 6 times y cube divided by 6. Now, since we're taking partial with respect to y, so y is the variable here. So only y will be treated as a variable. Everything will be treated as a constant in a given function. So we can pull out x raised to the power of 6 divided by 6, and this will be simply multiplied to derivative with respect to y of y cube. Now derivative of y cube with respect to y, we'll use the rules of ordinary derivatives. So we have x raised to the power of 6 divided by 6 multiplied to it will be derivative of y cube with respect to y. So using the power rule, we get 3y squared. Now we have 3 times 2, that's 6. Our final result will be half x raised to the power of 6 times y squared. So this is going to be the value partial of f with respect to y.